Hey guys, in this video, we're going to go over something that's new, at least to us it is. I've never seen one, and we've discussed it around here for a short period of time here. You know, we put it around, and we all kind of had comments on it as to how to build it and whatnot. If you've seen the thumbnail, you know what it is. It's the new pivot ramp that we've come up with. Now, if you've seen one before, cool. Anybody that has taken a cinder block and slammed it down on the pavement and dropped a road sign on it has seen something like this. And to be honest with you guys, that's the inspiration behind this ramp. Now, the pivot vector changing ramp is designed around a central pivot that allows the whole ramp to flex. Now, the idea is when you hit the car against the ramp will absorb a little of the impact before launching the car. Should be easier on the car. Not to mention, if you hit it easy, you don't get as much bend out of the ramp, so it sends you out more. If you hit it really hard with some weight, you're going up, guys, and you're going up big. So here we go. We're going to get you under the hood of this thing. We're going to show you what it is. We're going to take it out, and we're going to show you the trial runs for both the prototype and for the finished product. That gives you both of them, guys, and we're going to tell you how we did it. So let's get on with it. Check this out. All right, guys, so these ramps they came in stages, okay? So take a look right here, guys. This is the actual prototype that we took up, and this is what it looks like. And then in this clip here, this kind of shows you the mechanics of it. It flexes, notice how it flexes down real good. It flexes pretty nicely, and it's basically just a 4-foot by 4-foot road sign. Now, I didn't have to steal this, guys. I work for a company who does flagging, and I was loaned this to use. So this particular sheet of metal was on loan to me, and I returned it to the company when I was done. So now that you see what the prototype looks like, let's get some action on it and let you see how it functions. That wasn't too bad. So there you go, guys. That was the prototype there, and if you notice, the sign itself was just attached to a vertical 2x4, which left a lot of flex in it. Now, it worked pretty good, and it gave us a pretty heavy angle, and we were able to get some good distance off of that with the larger cars. We didn't get quite the height out of the smaller cars. Check this out. Nice! Yes! Okay, as you can see here, guys, this ramp is not very durable the way it's built as a prototype. Now, that's okay. This was just proof of concept. The next iteration of this is going to be a lot more sturdy and stable, and we're going to be able to hit it with a lot more weight. So this is the prototype. Now check this out. Okay guys, so this is the new ramp here, and it's the one that flexes. So we just got this done. We got the EXB out, and we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot and see how it works. We tested the prototype and it worked, and so we're gonna see what kind of air. This is what we're shooting into. It is ugly, and I like it that way. So here we go, let's do this. Oh, mackerel, that's gonna be a big one. Okay guys, there you go. Those are the videos for the prototype and the new version of the ramp. Now the prototype was flimsy. We knew it was going to be that way because it was just put together as minimally as possible. If it was going to be a tragedy, we didn't want to throw too much effort into it. However, the prototype was successful, guys. It was a lot of fun. When we started hitting it faster and faster with the bigger cars, it didn't take long, and then we broke it. It just wouldn't hold up any longer because one, we didn't really use the right materials, and two, we didn't think beef. We didn't think structure. We just thought, let's see what this will do. So when we built the second iteration of it, it's made a lot more sturdy, and it will take a lot more impact. And it's a bit more adjustable. So we are going to do some more testing with this one. We're going to take it out. We're going to run a whole myriad of cars over it for you to see. And we're going to hit her with the X-Max, and we're going to have it pinned when we do so, and we're going to see what happens. I have no idea what's going to go on there, but we're going to do it anyway because it sounds like fun. So let's get out real quick. We'll flip the thing over, and I'll go over the working components of it. I'll tell you the theory, why we built it the way we did, and possible modifications for the future. Okay guys, to get under the hood of this thing, check this out. This swivels up real nice. And from this angle, you can see the hinge block that we built here. And it's a big lathed out block point that goes through a hole in the wood there itself. Not only that, but we've got some 3/4 inch plywood here now. And this gives us really good strength for forward impact when this thing takes an impact. The other problem we had with the verticals on the other one was they would bend forward. So now on this one, it'll take that motion a lot better. But here's something we added. We added some 3/4 plywood here as well. And here's the reason, guys. When a car hits the ramp, this is an angle chosen to be 47 degrees right here. So when you hit it with a big car, it maxes right there. It can't go any steeper. So it forces the car up at a maximum of 47 degrees, which is quite a big deal when you're looking at 45 being absolute up and out at equal distance because of the angle. This one will send it a little higher if you hit it hard enough. And of course, you need a big enough car to do that, guys. Car plus weight plus speed. You're going to have a lot of altitude involved in this. Now, one of the possible changes that we can do to this ramp is move the steel sheet down, and that would allow this plywood to take up part of it to make this launch a little longer. And I may do that, just move it down a set of holes, because I've got 3 rows of screws all the way down it. So I could simply shift it down one set of holes. It would leave more plywood sticking out at the top, which would give you good control, but it would lengthen the launch a little bit. So instead of being just 4 feet here, we would actually be almost 5 feet, which would be a big advantage. So to get a look at the hinge blocks here, guys, see how we just bored a hole through the plywood, and then we turned that out so that it would fit through. And we had to add that one piece of plywood right here. Oh, we had to add that piece of plywood right there, because that one allowed it to lift so that this would clear underneath the board. So that became necessary. It's just a spacer block. See there, guys? And then of course you got your bracing. And that's pretty much all there is to it right there, guys. So the ramp here, guys, the build is, we chose a 4x4 here for the pivot block, because when we initially built the prototype, we used a 2x4, and it only took maybe 30 hits with the 8th scale cars to just destroy that 2x4. You need more girth to be able to control that. So we chose a 4x4 to give it that girth. And so far it's taken at least 30 hits with an 8th scale car running at about 45, 50 miles an hour. And still there's absolutely no damage to the ramp other than some scratches in the paint. We did have to reinforce these bits right here over the top, and we had to put this little spacer in to allow everything to clear so that we could get that 47-degree angle when the ramp compresses. It's a pretty nice build. I think it works good, but it does take some practice to get good at hitting this thing. If you're on top of your game and you've got large enough tires, you can control your trajectory in the air pretty well. But if you've got a car with small tires, this ramp, if you're not careful, has a tendency to flip you over on your top. And it was really frustrating for a first little bit, but after I understood what it was doing, it turned out to be a pretty good ramp overall. There is a little bit of a learning curve. And just to give you a little different perspective, guys, here's the bottom side, and see how this just rocks over? This angle right here on this side is the one that determined 47 degrees. The angle you cut this wedge at, and of course, that's this piece here, the angle you cut that wedge at is where this will finish up, which gives you the maximum on your ramp for angle. Okay guys, well, now that you know how it's built and you know why we did what we did, now it's time to take it out and really test it. So we're going to take out the cars, a wide variety of them. Keep in mind, guys, that we will not run any of the short course trucks over this ramp. We plan to hit them good and hard, but I don't see any reason to beat up the UDR or the Mojave on this. They're not really designed for that in the first place. However, we are going to run a wide variety of cars over them, and we're going to finish up with the X-Max, and we're going to hit them hard, we're going to hit them fast, and when we're done, we'll give you our final thoughts at the end. So hey guys, here it comes. Check this out. Okay guys, so here we go. The ramp's loaded up. These are all the cars we're going to run over the top of it. You ready to go? We're going to do this. Come on, check it out. Nice. Side by side. There it is. That was it. That monster weighs a lot. Nice. Yes. Yes! Okay guys, so there's the ramp, and here's the finish up point for everything. Notice that the Typhon is all the way out there. Nothing beats the Typhon in the air. Isn't that special? Okay guys, there you go. There's the footage for the ramp video, and you know, the ramp is pretty cool. It has its issues. When it's brand new, it's a little unpredictable, but once you get it seasoned, once you get the metal pre-bent a little bit, it becomes a lot more predictable. And as you saw, nothing beats the Typhon as far as air travel goes. It is one fantastic car. It's basically, once it leaves the ramp, it's a lawn dart and it flies a long ways. Also, the X-Max is big, it's heavy, doesn't go nearly as far, which is not surprising. It is moving a lot more weight. And it hits, if you could hear the sound in the video, it hits like a ton of bricks when it hits the ground. And it's surprising that it holds up as well as it does. Now, keep in mind, that got the maximum trajectory because of the weight of the car. And when you get down to the other cars like the Max, it flew a long ways, but it took a few shots at it to get the feel of how to work the throttle coming off the ramp to keep it nice and level for its longest jump. And, you know, everything went really smoothly. So let's take you out. Let's show you what we had to do to modify it a little bit, because the X-Max did do a small amount of damage to the metal portion because I guess we didn't think things through completely, and that's what these tests are for. So let's take you out real quick. We'll show you what happened to the ramp, what we had to do to fix it, and then we'll come back in and we'll give you our thoughts on the situation. Check this out. Okay guys, so here's the ramp after the run, and we had some damage here, and I've already straightened this out a little bit, but you can see a little bit of misshaping right here. And what it was the board underneath here, and it's this piece right here. I ran it out a little too far and it was hitting right here, and it caused, with the weight of the X-Max, caused it to dent this right here. So that was easily changed with reshaping these. Also, for stability, just in case, you know, it was a lot of weight on here, we ran a crossbar there just so the plywood had something to ride on. Now, if you'll notice, the metal is bent a little bit more. The heavy cars do take a little bit of a toll on it, but I'm really thinking that that pre-bend is what makes the ramp a bit more predictable. So even the smaller cars get some altitude, and they are a lot of fun to play with. Basically, that's it, guys. Everything else held up good, and everything worked out fine. Well, there you have it, guys. That's the ramp, and that's the video. We really had a good time doing it, and you know, I like the ramp. It's a bit more awkward to move around because when you grab onto it, it hinges. So it kind of takes two people to move it. It's awkward. Otherwise, the other ramps, you can stand up, put them on wheels, and, you know, roll them around. This one's a little more touchy when you go to move it because it is a mobile piece. Other than that, it's outstanding to play with. I really enjoy it. We did put it up against a couple of other ramps just goofing off this weekend because it was in the back of the truck. And it's really similar to some of the bigger ramps I've built. But when you go slower, you know, hit it with a little lighter car, it does get some nice flat trajectory like some of my 30-degree ramps will do. However, when you hit her good and hard, you'll get the same thing as my 44-degree ramps, which send it pretty high and gives you some time in the air to control things, which is a lot of fun. So the rating for the ramp for me, hey guys, if you're gonna take a look at what it is, the practicality of it, the movability as far as the whole package goes, you know, you really can't stack this one the way you can the solid ramps. The solid ramps are more predictable because the shape is the same. All you gotta do is hit them in the middle and you get the same result. With this one, if you don't have it pinned just right, if you come off at a little bit of an angle, since it flexes, everything's a little bit different coming off the ramp. And that makes it exciting in my opinion. It's not just, you know, the same thing every time. If you butter the trigger a little bit and it comes off funny, you're gonna have to work to get it down on its wheels. And that's a challenge I enjoy. So the ramp for me, I'm not gonna take it apart. I like it the way it is. I did buy some metal to make another ramp, but this one's not gonna be a pivot. And I'll show you that one in a future video. So hey guys, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. It's awesome when you do, and don't forget that notification bell to stay informed of future videos. You know, we here at the studio, we enjoy doing this. It's not a job for us, guys. This is a hobby that we're passionate about. We've been doing it a long time and we really enjoy it. If you have any comments to make about the video at that we're doing right now, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below and help others along the way. Hey guys, I'm AJ with AJJAMStudios saying, keep bashing, guys.